Hello and welcome to a review of the Scorpion ADF helmet, which I bought recently because it fits a little bit better to the Caballero. Could be interesting for you because of the low price and lots of functions. The helmet achieved a good test result by a German bike magazine, and after reading that test I was looking for some YouTube videos which explain the helmet a bit better, and I only found an American review in which the guy only unboxed the helmet and it didn't show any further information, but at least there was some shooting in the background which I can't provide. Anyway, I thought this could be done better, and that is what I'm trying now. As you can see, the helmet is coming with a lot of stuff, and you can get all that stuff for less than 300 euros. 280 is a normal price on the German market. Yeah, Scorpion is a Korean brand and the helm was produced in Vietnam. Yeah, but that is one of the reasons for the price. And there aren't many helmet brands who still produce in Europe. Some are mentioned here. Anyway, quality of the helmet also looks very good, although it can only be judged after having a crash or after riding it a few years. And my reasons to buy that helmet were the low weight, the look, and the sun visor, and maybe the cam adapter, which is also nice to have. I was also hoping for a quite low noise level, although that is not typical for that kind of helmet. Yeah, as you can see, the manual is very detailed, lots of text, lots of pictures, quite easy to understand, but in my opinion necessary, because that helmet has a lot of functions which I at least didn't know before. Yeah, we are reaching the end of the unboxing chapter. After this chapter I'll show you some details of the helmet. Official weight of the helmet is, by the way, 1550 grams. Could be less, of course, but during my research I found a lot of helmets with more than 1800 grams. So I would say it's pretty okay for the price and also for the functions or features. Yeah, let's come to the technical details, and we'll start with the cam adapter, which is quite easy to install. You just have to open the front vents, and after opening them, that means choosing the upper position of that slider, you can push the cover in the lower area, and after that you can disassemble the cover by applying a bit of force. Then you are able to install the adapter, which should be tightened with a screw, which I didn't for the video. The visor is easy to operate, you don't have to unlock something, but as far as I know it has only two positions, fully open and half open. That could be a little bit better. At least I do like the lowest position of most helmets, where you only have 1 centimeter left for city driving and so on. The sun visor is also pretty easy to operate, and it can be disassembled if you want to drive with motocross glasses. Same with the sunshade. I hope that is the correct word for this. It can be adjusted by loosening the upper screw, and then you can choose 3 different positions. Nothing special here. Coming to the vents, these can be adjusted by using 3 sliders. One in the chin area on the inside and 2 on top of the helmet. All of them have only 2 positions, closed and open. One very special feature is that the cheek pads can be inflated by using the red button or whatever it is to press some air in the pads, and the air can also be released by using the smaller button. Next chapter shows the disassembly of the visor, which can be done without tools, but it is a little bit tricky. I guess you have to be trained to do it very fast. You have to align the arrows on the visor, and then you can pull it out with some force. I needed a bit more force than I expected, but it worked. The pin lock visor is included. Luckily, I wouldn't drive a helmet without pin lock. But again, this is also tricky. Sometimes I needed a few minutes to install it. The fixtures have to be adjusted for the assembly, and after that they have to be turned into the locked position. Honestly, in the past I didn't use these features. I somehow managed to install the pin lock visors without adjusting those screws. This is how the cheek pads can be disassembled, but I won't show you that in this video. I have to do the test ride first. Putting on the helmet is pretty easy. There are no obstacles which you have to overcome. And the first impression is that it sits quite tight, but comfortable. In the past I always had HJC and Shoei helmets. Size M always fits for me. This one also fits very good. It has no pressure points. And I didn't inflate the cheek pads. Not sure if I will ever do that. And regarding the aerodynamics, I can't say that it is worse than a normal sports helmet. Regarding the behavior in the wind, I don't feel a big force when I'm leaning to the left or right. So this is pretty okay for me. I expected it to be worse. The noise level is definitely much higher than, for example, on my sports helmet from HJC, which is also no surprise, of course. Noise level is okay anyway, but I would have to wear hearing protection during longer trips. Quite funny. The noise reduction itself is obviously better than on my other helmets, because I can't hear the misfires or backfires from my Caballero anymore, which is pretty sad, but it's probably hard to find a helmet which is quiet during driving without wind noise, but providing the raw engine sound. Regarding the vents, these are pretty effective, but to be honest, I was driving at 7 or 8 degrees Celsius, so I'm not sure how these vents will perform during summer, but probably not much different than other helmets. All these impressions are purely personal, entirely subjective. The helmet can perform in different ways on your own bike or with your own head, but I would say it's worth a try. No matter what helmet you choose, have a good ride, take care, bye bye, and thanks for watching.